Hello everyone. In this session, I'm going to discuss about the topics for Model Test 3 of Target Prelims 2018. Okay, so the MD3, the subjects for the MD3 are like geography as well as science and technology. So you will be having 35 questions coming from geography as well as the rest of the 15 questions will be from science and technology. Okay, first let's take a look at the topics and syllabus for the geography for your MD3. And before that, here I got the topic wise analysis of prelims from 2011 to 2017, and as you can see, on an average you can expect 12 questions coming from geography for your prelims examination, right? And among this, if you divide the questions as physical geography like earth and universe, or climatology, oceanography and geomorphology, you can see that majority of the questions are coming from the climatology part, right? Now why I am telling you this, for MD3 we will be having, or the topic is climatology plus earth and universe, right? So for MD3 we will be having topics earth and universe plus climatology, and you should understand that this test, the climatology, is the most important part for your prelims as well as for your mains examination. You do get questions from climatology for your mains examination, for your GS1. So if you invest time here, it will be productive for both for your prelims as well as your mains. Okay, so now let's see the syllabus, starting with the earth and universe. The first module, or the first thing, is exploring the universe. In this module, like earth and universe, we are discussing about, or we should study about the evolution, the formation of planets, and the planetary objects and things like that. Okay, so first module is based on the exploring the universe, or it's generally things related with the universe. Okay, so let's see some of the previous year questions from this topic. One, in 2017 they asked about evolved LISA, evolved laser interferometer space antenna. Okay, recently, if you have been following news, recently gravitational wave, we discovered gravitational waves, right? And it's still in news, and recently, like Nobel Prize was awarded for the discovery of gravitational waves and things like that. Anyway, it's in current affair, right? And in 2017 they had asked a question related with the gravitational waves. Okay, so what do you understand from that, right? If you got any recent developments, anything related with the universe, UPSC will be asking questions based on that, right? So the first topic, topic in the sense, for the MT3, you have to study the new findings we are having in the field of universe, exploring the universe. Okay, and another question, the term Goldilocks zone is often seen in the news in the context of. Okay, so the term, in the sense, if you are having new terms coming up and it is related with the universe, and in the sense exploring the universe, and you will be having questions based on that. For example, like say exoplanet or black hole or comet or anything like that, right? In the sense, in a Goldilocks zone, or you can say habitual zone, was recently in news. We are searching for extraterrestrial life, right? So we are searching for planets which are within the Goldilocks zone, and you will be finding this term in news, and they ask the question related with that. So for the MD3, from this part of the syllabus, you can expect questions based on terms which are in news related with the universe, right? Or the understanding of universe. Then another question, which is from the year 2011, what is the difference between asteroid and a comet, right? So the question is about planetary objects. Okay, so again, for the syllabus, or you will be having questions based on the planetary objects. For example, say comet, meteoroid or meteorite, black holes, habitable zones and things like that. Okay, so from this part of the syllabus, what you have to give more importance is the the recent developments in news, as well as terms in news, as well as general concept related planetary objects and things like that, right? Recently Planet 9 is in news, so you can expect a question based on Planet 9 also. Okay, so the second module, based on the earth and universe, we will be discussing in detail about the earth, so that you can expect questions based on say the moon, as well as the shape of the earth and the movements of the earth, the standard time zone and international dateline. And let's see some of the questions. 2013, the year is 2013. variations in the length of daytime and nighttime from season to season are due to? Okay, it's an ABC kind of question. So this is actually a physical effect of revolution of the earth on its tilted axis, right? So there are other physical effects for this revolution on a tilted axis, right? Seasons, or the tropical land. Now the seasons are indistinguishable. So you can expect questions based on that, right? So the another question, consider the following countries. You are given 4 countries, and through which of the above does the Tropic of Capricorn pass? Okay, so you have to keep in mind you have to by heart the countries through which the Tropic of Capricorn pass through, as well as the similar manner Tropic of Cancer. Then the Tropic of Cancer passes through India, right? So you have to keep, you have to be aware about the states through which the Tropic of Cancer pass through within India. And as well as if you take the standard time zone of India, the longitude is 82.5 degree east. Okay, so this, you have to keep in mind which of the states falls through this line, in the sense 82.5 degree east longitude. Okay, so this kind, you can expect such questions. You will be given, different countries will be given, and you will be asked to find out which one of them passes through either Capricorn or Tropic of Cancer, or the 82.5 degree longitudinal line, right? Or you can, equator also. You have to keep in mind the countries which fall through the equator also. So generally the topics you have to study from this part of the syllabus is, the things related with the moon, the giant impact theory through which it came into being, as well as the shape of the earth. The earth is bulged at the equator and it is compressed at the poles. Okay, the reason for that, as well as different movements of the earth. It got rotation and it got revolution movement, and it is revolving on its tilted axis and things like that, and its physical effects also, right? As you can see, this 2013 question, it's from the physical effects of revolution of earth on a tilted axis, as well as another, in no recent years we are having questions from standard time zone or international dateline, but we have to expect questions from that, right? Since we are having other previous questions beyond 2011, we are having questions from these topics, right? So these are the topics you can expect questions based on this part of the syllabus, the earth, related with the earth and universe, right? Now let's move on to climatology. So climatology, first module is based on the atmosphere, and the atmosphere we will be discussing about, or you have to study about the composition and structure of the atmosphere, right? Now a question from that topic. The jet aircraft fly very easily and smoothly in the lower stratosphere. What could be the appropriate reason? Now the year, which is 2011. Okay, so the important topic we have to study or cover regarding this part of the syllabus is the atmospheric layers. Now we know that the atmosphere is stratified and it is divided into different layers like troposphere, stratosphere, mesosphere, exosphere, ionosphere, like that. Okay, so you have to keep in mind what are the important features of these layers and what are their importance for the biosphere in the earth, right? And generally then you have to study about the atmospheric composition, in the sense what is this atmosphere made up of. Okay, like the gases, water vapor, and the particulate matter, and some concepts related with the atmospheric composition, right? And the next one, insolation and temperature, right? First let's see the question from that. 2013, the annual range of temperature in the interior of the continent is as high as compared to coastal areas. What is or are the reason or reasons? Okay, so here it is about the annual range of temperature, and regarding this you have to study about the continentality, the difference between land and oceans, how do they how do they absorb the insolation, and how do their temperature changes and things like that. Okay, then another 2012 question, normally the temperature decreases with increase in height from the earth's surface, because, so it's about the distribution of temperature, vertical distribution of temperature. Then another question, 2010, which one of the following reflects back more sunlight as compared to the other three? So reflecting back sunlight, in the sense it's about albedo, right? The reflectivity of the earth, right? So the topic from this part of the syllabus is distribution of insolation and temperature, as you have seen in this question. Okay, and the concepts related with that, as well as the factors, factors influencing this distribution of insolation and temperature. Then like the annual range of temperature, the concept related with that. Then albedo of the Earth, as well as the albedo of the general planets, since they have already asked a question related with the albedo, that topic is important for us, right? Then temperature inversion. Why the temperature inversion is important? In the sense, in 2013 we had a mains question came from the temperature inversion, right? The weather effects of temperature inversion and what is temperature inversion, such kind of question, right? So since they have already asked for a mains related with the temperature inversion, you can expect a question for your prelims also from the topic temperature inversion. So these are the important topics you have to cover regarding insolation and temperature. Okay, how you can study these things? Either you can refer to Neo IAS geography modules, or you can stick with the NCERTs, right? So let's move on to the next topic, which is pressure and winds. Okay, another very important topic, from which you will be getting questions for your prelims. One of the 2015 question, consider the following statements: the winds which blow between 30° north and 60° latitudes, south latitudes throughout the year are known as westerlies. And the moisture air masses that cause winter rain in the northwestern region of India are part of westerlies. So the question is about the westerlies. And if you see the previous year questions in 2011 also, they asked a question related with the westerlies. I haven't included it here. Anyways, what we should understand from this is the prevailing winds are important for your prelims examination, and you can expect questions for you the MD3 based on the prevailing winds. Okay, prevailing winds in the sense trade winds, westerlies, easterlies, okay, and doldrums. Now another 2010 question: what causes wind to deflect towards left in the southern hemisphere? Right, the winds deflect in the southern hemisphere as well as in the northern hemisphere, right? And they are asking you the cause. The answer will come out as rotation of the earth, or you can say it is related with the Coriolis force or Coriolis effect, right? So another topic you have to keep in mind, or you have to cover for the MD3 is Coriolis force and its influence or its physical effect on the weather systems on the Earth's atmosphere, right? And another important topics are pressure belts as well as local winds. Regarding local winds, you can expect questions like the pair type of questions. You will be given local winds on one side and you will be given the region on the other side, and you will be asked which of the pairs are correctly matched, right? And another thing is pressure belts. Pressure belts in the sense, you can expect questions like what are the features of different pressure belts, as well as how they are being formed and things like that. Okay. Now the next topic, which is atmospheric moisture. Now under this topic you have to cover cloud classification as well as the distribution of atmospheric moisture. Certain terms you have to keep in mind regarding this topic is, say, condensation, evaporation, precipitation, and there are different types and forms like fog, frost, and the clouds and things like that. The most important topic from this part of the syllabus is the cloud classification. Now why I said this is the most important topic, and even if you see the year, in no recent year we are having questions from clouds, but yet why I told you this is important, because in the previous year the WMO, they updated the cloud atlas, in the sense they updated the general classification of clouds. Okay, so in this year's prelims examination you can expect a question based on the classification of the clouds, and you can refer to the video which is given in the link here, and you will get an overall idea about how the clouds are classified and important things which you have to keep in mind regarding different types of clouds. Now apart from that, you have to study about the distribution of the atmospheric moisture and the factors affecting that, right? Now let's see a question 2013. The amount of the moisture in the atmosphere is related to latitude. The capacity to hold moisture in the form of water vapor is related to temperature. This is an assertion reason type question which is from the year 2013, and after the year 2011 we are not having any questions from assertion reason type of questions, right? But yet these kind of statements, they are important for us, right? So the topics from atmospheric moisture which you have to cover are cloud classification as well as distribution of moisture and the factors affecting that. Now the next one, another very important module, which is the major weather systems. And under the major weather systems, I mean the weather systems which you have to cover are: 1. Air mass, front, extratropical cyclones, tropical cyclones, the western disturbance, jet streams, thunderstorms, El Nino, La Nina, and cloudburst. And among them, from few of the topics we are already having previous questions, in the sense air mass question, like in 2016 for your GS1 mains examination, they asked a question related with the air mass, the concept related with air mass and how it is affecting the macro climatic change, right? So for your prelims, since they have already asked question for your mains examination or GS1, for your prelims you can expect a question based on the classification of air mass. The air mass means large quantity of air having same property of humidity and temperature, right? And based on this percentage of humidity and the temperature, the air masses are classified. There are 5 different types of classification, and their influence on the weather also. So I mean regarding the air mass, you have to study this classification, as well as the regions which can contribute to the formation of air masses. Again, I mean you can find a video link there regarding the concept of air mass. And another topic is, since they have already asked a question based on air mass, I mean there are the related topics related with the air mass are front as well as extratropical cyclones. Okay. Then another one is tropical cyclones. Tropical cyclone as such is a very important topic. We are having more than one prelims question as well as 2 mains questions came from the tropical cyclone. Now let's see one of the 2015 question which came from the tropical cyclones. In the South Atlantic and southeastern Pacific regions in the tropical latitudes, cyclone does not originate. What is the reason? Okay, so this is talking about, the question is about the distribution of the tropical cyclones. And now there was another mains question related with this, in the sense more cyclones are originating over Bay of Bengal, Gulf of Mexico and South China Sea, and why, right? So both of these questions, the prelims as well as the mains question, is about the distribution of tropical cyclones and why the tropical cyclones are distributed in this manner, because of the factors influencing the formation of tropical cyclones. So the most important topic you have to cover regarding the tropical cyclones is the factors influencing the formation of tropical cyclones. And again, you can find a link regarding with the video of the tropical cyclones, and in order for the concept clarity you can refer that video, right? Then another 2013 question: during a thunderstorm, the thunder in the skies is produced by the, right? I mean 3 statements are given and a 3 statement question, right? So thunderstorms, right? Another weather event, you can expect questions based on thunderstorms and the factors influencing the formation of thunderstorms, as well as why thunder and lightning is taking place, and such questions. Okay. Then another 2009 question related with the cyclones: consider the following names, and 3 names of cyclones or hurricanes are given there. Which of the above are the names of hurricanes that had occurred very recently, right? Now as you might know, the hurricanes or tropical cyclones are in news. In Atlantic we had a rare event of 3 cyclones taking place at once, as well as the previous cyclone season we had this Varda cyclone affecting our Chennai coast, right? So these cyclones, they are important, and one way in which you can expect question is the names of these important cyclones will be given and you will be asked to find out the odd one out, right? So moving on to the next weather event, which is the El Nino and La Nina. Again another very important topic. I mean you are having both question for your GS1 mains as well as you are having questions for your the prelims also. In 2011 the question was like, La Nina is suspected to have caused recent floods in Australia. It's a current affair question, right? And how is La Nina different from El Nino? Okay, so you can expect, if you see the statements, it's about the characteristic features of La Nina and El Nino and their effect on other weather events, right? So you can expect questions based on La Nina and El Nino, their characters as well as their effects on, say, Indian monsoon or general effects on tropical cyclones or other weather events. Okay. Now another 2011 question It's about the anticyclonic conditions forming in the winter season, or you can say its question is about the winter rainfall. Now, winter rainfall means it's about western disturbance, right? The western disturbance term is not directly mentioned in the question yet. The question is about the western disturbance which is giving us rainfall during the winter season, which is important for the rabi cultivation in our northwestern parts of India, right? So another weather event which you have to study is western disturbance, right? So again, cloudburst in the 2016 mains examination for your GS3 disaster management, we had a question related with the cloudburst. Okay, so for your prelims also you can expect a question based on the cloudburst. What is cloudburst, as well as the factors influencing the formation of cloudburst. This you have to keep in mind. Again, you can find a link there regarding the video of cloudburst, and for more concept clarity you can refer that video. Then the next topic is Indian monsoon, and the 2012 question, it's about the duration of monsoon decreases from southern India to northern India, and the amount of annual rainfall in the northern plain of India decreases from east to west. Now both of the statements, they are related with the mechanism or the way in which the monsoon is working. Okay, so you have to keep in mind the mechanism of the monsoon or the characteristic features of the Indian monsoon, as well as the important part is the factors affecting the Indian monsoon. For example, you will be given like consider the following factors, and you will be given 4 different factors, and you will be asked which one of these factors can influence the Indian monsoon. Okay. The next topic is world climate, and now let's see the question from the part which is 2014 question. The seasonal reversal of winds is the typical characteristics of which of the climatic type, right? So I mean, regarding this part of the syllabus, you have to study the characteristic features of different climatic types, say monsoonal climate, equatorial climate, or say major hot deserts, as well as tundra climate and the savanna and the Mediterranean climate and things like that, right? So these are the 6 very important climatic types which you have to cover: monsoon, equatorial climate, then the savanna type of climate, Mediterranean climate, and the hot deserts, as well as the tundra climate. Okay, and another question 2013, the climate is extreme, rainfall is scanty, and people used to be nomadic herders. The above statement best describes which of the following regions, right? Again, directly about the climatic types, right? It's about the region also. So I mean, both of the questions, you can say that the question is about the characteristic feature of each climatic type with which you can distinguish that region or climate. Okay, so I mean, from this topic you have to cover these characteristic features of each climatic types, and this is very important topic in the sense from 2011 till 2015, in all the years we were having like at least one question from the world climatic type. Okay, now the next question is based on the maps. Okay, you will be having 5 map based questions for your MD3, and these questions will be 5 questions will be from the region Africa. Okay, so you will be having 30 questions coming from Earth and Universe plus climatology, and another 5 questions will be asked from the map of Africa, and you have to keep in mind the important locations which are in news, the geographical features which are in news, and things like that. Okay, now let's see one of the map based question. It's not African map based question, in the sense the Mediterranean Sea is a border of which of the following countries? The year is 2017. Okay, Jordan, Iraq, Lebanon, and Syria. So like they are talking about the location of these regions, and these West Asian nations, they were in news, or they were conflict ridden regions. Okay, so they were in they were in news, and they ask questions based on the topic, right? You can expect similar questions from the regions of Africa. At least you will be having 5 questions based on the map of Africa.
Before we discuss about the science and technology part of Prelims Model Test 3, we'll look into the importance that UPSC has attached over the years to science and technology in its previous prelims questions. Here you can see that from 2011 to 2016 we have made a detailed analysis. Here in 2011 you can see that nearly 12 questions were asked from science and technology. In 2012 it went down to 4, and in 2013 it went further down to 2 questions. But in 2014 to 2015, and in fact in 2016 also, can see a general upward trend. In fact, in 2014 it was 6 questions, in 2015 it increased nominally to 7, and in 2016 it increased to 11. But in the previous one, that is in 2017, you can see that it reduced to just 4 questions from science and technology and 1 question from general science, that is 5 questions were asked. So you can expect actually from on an average, that is 10 questions. So this 10 questions in fact is very important. So give your due importance to science and technology. Now coming into the subsections, there is a major areas within science and technology where UPSC has given importance. The first one is biotechnology. In fact, in 2016 there was 1 question from biotechnology. 2014 it was 2 questions. 2013 again 2 questions. In 2012 3 questions, and in fact in 2011 it was 2 questions. So on an average you can expect at least 1 question, 1 to 2 questions from biotechnology. It's very important. It's an emerging area in fact. The next one is with regards to space. Space also, there has consistently been a number of questions. First one, in 2016 there were 2 questions, in 2015 and 14 1 each, and in 2011 there was 2 questions. So biotechnology and space is very much important from your science and technology part. Apart from this, there are other important ones also. There is one is information and communication technology, nanotechnology, nuclear research, defense research, earth sciences, scientific research. Along with biotechnology and space, there is another important area where UPSC has constantly focused upon. This is the current affairs or the miscellaneous happenings that are occurring in the world of science and technology. You can see that in 2016 there were 2 questions, in 2015 and 14 there were 1 question each from this area, and in 2011 there was 4 questions. So these 3 areas, that is biotechnology, space and current affairs or the miscellaneous part, have been attached prime importance by UPSC. Now coming to the syllabus part of PMT 3 of science and technology, there will be 3 basic areas from where the questions would be asked. First one, current affairs that is happening across the world of science and technology. The last 3 months, that is August, September and October, these 3 months we will be covering from the leading national dailies. There is 5 leading national dailies. First, the Hindu. Second, the Business Line, Business Standard, Indian Express as well as Times of India. These 5 areas we will be focusing in this PMT 3. Along with that, those who have subscribed to our Telegram channel, Science and Technology, don't worry, you'll be getting all these current affairs updated in your Telegram channel. So you need to focus on that area alone. Other part would be from the Science Reporter, that is Science Reporter of August, September and October editions. These 3 editions will also be focused in our upcoming PMT 3 exam. So these 2 areas we will be having nearly 10 questions. The remaining 5 questions, that is totally 15 questions were asked, from where 10 questions would be from these 2 areas. So naturally the 5 questions would be from the basics of general science. The basics means the type of reaction that is happening in a photosynthesis reaction, or the type of reaction that is happening in a nuclear reactor, the basic ones. So these basics would be stressed in this upcoming PMT 3 exam. The type of questions that would be asked would be matching to that of UPSC level standards. In fact, there are 2 types of questions. One is the statement type questions. This is one example in fact. Here the question is, satellites used for telecommunication relays are kept in geostationary orbit. A satellite is said to be so in such an orbit when 1. The orbit is geosynchronous. 2. The orbit is circular. 3. The orbit lies in the plane of Earth's equator. 4. The orbit is at an altitude of 22,236 kilometers. Select the correct answer using the codes given below. A. 1, 2 and 3. B. 1, 3 and 4. C. 2 and 4. D. 1, 2, 3 and 4. So this is one type of question, that is a statement type question. Other type of question is a ABC type. Here this is also major, it's actually a general science type. Here the function of heavy water in a nuclear reactor is to A. slow down the speed of neutrons, B, increase the speed of neutrons, C, cool down the reactor, D, stop the nuclear reactions. So these are the basic two types that has been asked in science and technology over the years. So the pattern of questions that also would be asked here would be matching to that level itself. That's all from science and technology. All the best for your upcoming exams. Thank you.